Hello and welcome back to the WarDawg Trail podcast. All right. We have never, ever, ever had an episode like this where we needed to bring you exclusive conversation and content. And hey, this is a serious one, all right? The most serious I've ever been a part of. Most serious episode Tomo's ever been a part of, all right? I recently left Australia, as we know. Tommo and I shot episodes 146 and 147 in Australia. Okay. The morning that I left, Sunday, December 14th, 2025, at 9:40 a.m., I flew out of Australia on that Sunday, December 14th, 2025. Okay, at 9:40 a.m. that morning, I flew out and left Australia. That evening now, which I just found out 3 days later, damn it. That evening at 6:47 p.m., there was a terrorist attack on Australians at the Bondi Beach. Okay, as we now know, this is being called the Bondi Beach Terror Attack, right? I can't give you words to the fact that I did not know for the past 2 or 3 days. Okay. Once I finally arrived from Australia to Florida, okay. Um, I had my couple of days of, jet lag dealing with the time zones. Today, I finally got a chance to sit down with Tommo. We got the chance to sit down with Sapper Tommo, all right, who is our Australian Army war veteran who served in the Afghanistan war. All right. Tommo is going to describe this and walk you through most of what he knows, has seen, and how he feels. Okay. Not only as a citizen in Australia, but also as a war veteran. Okay. A proven, bona fide war veteran. We want to know what a war veteran feels like this kind of shit happens. All right. Now, before I get to Tommo, like I said, real quick, I've been wanting to hit me and ice this motherfucker for about 10 years now. So I mean, goddamn, they choose hours after I leave to help, to be a part of whatever. They attacked my homie's country the same morning I leave his country. I can't put motherfucking words to that, but I don't appreciate it. I'm not happy about it, obviously. Fuck them, bro. All right. This is episode 148. This is our emergency exclusive coverage on the Bondi terror attack from an Australian war veteran, Sapper Tommo. Go ahead, Tom.
Thanks, brother. First off, let me pass on my condolences to all the families, the friends, the bystanders that had to witness this firsthand. To the first responders that were called to the scene. I think the first thing that come to my head was this shit's real. Thinking on behalf of the first responders, it doesn't matter how much training you've had until shit hits the fan and you're actually doing it. You've just got to hope and pray that all the fucking training that you've done beforehand can prepare you for what you're about to walk into. I know the ramifications of this from war overseas, and I can only imagine the ramifications going to have back home with people that didn't sign up for this shit like we did. So from the bottom of my heart, sending all my love and prayers out to all those affected. And hopefully we can get some answers soon, and we can start the grieving process. I think that's a big part of it. The thing that scares me at the most at the moment is the hate, the anger. I know we're all fueled by that at the moment, but an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. We need to be smarter than these guys, and we need to respond in a way that's not going to cause more tensions. Um, but at the same time, we've also got to be firm and let this be known that this shit's not going to fucking happen on our shores again. Um, yeah, it's been a crazy few days, bro. Obviously, you've missed out on a lot. Um, with the time adjustments and your fuck travel home. But yeah, mate. Hopefully, what I can bring. Look, this isn't this isn't what I wanted to be doing. This is not what I want to be podcasting about. To be honest, I don't like getting into the politics and something, but something this real, raw, and so close to home for us now. I suppose. I suppose I'm ready to lend a voice. Um, Look, I don't go into the research and that after my time in Afghanistan. Um, it took me a long, long time to get away from the news and the false fucking narratives that were being spread. So this one's I've sort of sit back and tried to remove myself emotionally because I usually tend to shut down and end up hating the world more than I need to. But it is also a very, very big reminder that we're not as safe as we like to think we are down under. Me and Kaz are only having the conversations with a couple of my mates while he was over here. What's it feel like to be unarmed in Australia? For the first time since the war, and we're only having those conversations a night or two before this all went down. And if two Australian Army veterans couldn't understand what that would be like, not having, you know, not not being surrounded by weapons from the moment you deploy until for Kaz, for WarDawg now is fucking 20 odd years. So, us Australian boys are feeling pretty safe. But as you'll see from the video clips, and I'm sure everyone's um, well aware of what's going on now. I'm sure it's global news. We're not as safe as we'd like to think because, from all accounts, it's ISIS terrorists that the two gunmen. I think they've pulled up stumps on trying to implicate a third person. But yeah, man, it was fuck. It didn't feel real, WarDawg. It didn't feel real, brother. It felt like something that I was watching from overseas. We haven't. This is the first time that we've had a major attack like this in Australia. We've had a couple of single guys go out. We had the Lint Cafe hold up in Sydney. I'm pretty sure there was a guy driving his car through the crowds down in Melbourne. But this time when this, what's the word I'm looking for? I was going to say real, but mate, this is this much gunfire, this much death, this many injured. It takes things to a whole new level. Something that us guys in Australia are definitely not used to. So I apologise from the start, mate. Please don't anyone take my word for gospel. I'm a flicker througher and try to piece the puzzles together myself. I'm not going to regurgitate the bullshit that I hear on mainstream media. I tend to follow the guys of influences that I know that I can relate to and get their take on it. But being 110% honest, it's something that I don't usually dive into because of the emotional reaction that it causes and all the past shit that it brings up, especially the anger. I've watched in this country for the last couple of years, us all switching to anger and nothing's been resolved. So I'm hoping that we can start to change that now, mate. So yeah, fucking crazy, brother. Absolutely crazy. Where did it start? Shit, I had a concert on Sunday night, AC/DC. And I'd heard snippets of it just as I was entering. I think I was starting to get some notifications on my phone. And to be honest, I just wanted to ignore it. I just wanted to pretend it wasn't happening right there and then because I was too focused on getting myself through my son's first concert. And I don't like crowds at the best of time. and I didn't need to be thinking about shooters when I'm trying to take my son to enjoy his first concert. But I won't lie. The anxiety had risen and the tension had rose as much as I tried to distract myself before that concert. And then we got in the car on the way home, and then I started seeing the video clips coming out, mate. It was fucking terrible. It looked like a war zone. It's the only way I can describe it. Along that beach, it looked like a fucking war zone. So from my understanding at this present stage, and I'll just bring up some of the stats that I'm getting through from our local media's news updates today. We've lost 15 innocent lives at this point. One of the gunmen, the father, he's dead. They killed that cunt. And his son's hanging in for dear life. I don't know how, because as we'll see with some of the video footage, he's got his head fucking stomped in when the coppers were trying to put fucking cuffs on him. So, as of 9 a.m. this morning, we have 22 people remain in hospital, and 9 of them are in critical but stable conditions. The youngest victim was 10 years old. And the oldest at this point is 87. It's said that the second gunman, he's come back into consciousness tonight and expected to be charged today. We've got 2 police officers that remaining in hospital. Yeah, mate. Then it just goes through the victims, and look, we'll get to the point where I'd like to name them all that, but I'd like to wait till the investigation and it's got its way, because what I'm finding at the moment, mate, is just this. There's too much media, there's too much fucking noise around it, and I can never disseminate what's true and what's not true. So from over here, obviously, we've got all the mainstream media stuff, which I'm sure is being shared around the world. But mate, I'm already getting things coming through with whatever a couple of things I've already heard today. First off, there was some photos. It looks like a guy getting prepped for, as us veterans know, when you're doing your first aid response, so they'll make up and get all your patients as part of the simulation to look as lifelike as possible. So there's already AI footage. There's already photos out there of guys getting makeup and stuff down near the beach, I believe, before this incident happened. Another one that I seen probably trending this morning was fucking. I don't even want to say these cunts' names, fucking, and I won't. But the shooter, the 2 shooters, the father and son, apparently their names were being Googled around the world 3 hours before the incident occurred. So, take that for whatever you want to take it as. That's already, for me, some red flags into what's really going on behind the scenes. What are some of the other things I've heard or read this morning? Touched on the guy with the it's just a couple of the other ones. People taking photos of some of the police women. One of the police women looks like she's got her hands up surrendering, but she's actually, the photo and the context behind the photo is supposed to be that the police officer was actually trying to stop a crowd of people coming through. So once again, it's these people that are supposed to fucking keep us up to date with what's really happening are getting on here and fucking creating their own narratives for clickbait, I believe. That's my personal opinion. It was the first day of Hanukkah for the Jews, and their festival. They believe that was the specific target down there at Bondi Beach. But going through some of the victims today, it's just shows how multicultural Australia has become. There's a lot of Russian-born Jews in there. Guys from all over the world. But, Yeah, mate, the misinformation trail, so I suppose is what we can chat about is trying to understand what's going on behind the narratives that are being fed to us from the mainstream, and what is the type of information we're picking up from external sources. Like I said, it's not something that I like to dive into, but now being on this platform and also having across the ditch over to the States, I believe it's a good opportunity to get some on ground perspective for the people that aren't here, um, and only getting the news stories that are coming out of here. So it's been crazy, man. Look, to be honest, the things that got me drawn in was the heroic acts. As of this morning, they've come out. There's been footage coming out of a couple of civilians making desperate attempts to disarm these gunmen, and I believe they did so successfully twice. There was an elderly couple that watched one of the gunmen get out of his little Corolla or whatever the fucking car he was driving that had the fucking ISIS flag over the front windscreen. He's seen getting out of the car, and a guy wrestles him to the ground and takes his fucking rifle away. The dash cam footage of someone driving past. I believe that they do have dash cam footage of the second shooter taking aim back at at this couple, and shooting them. I believe they are two of our victims. But to see someone for the first time, actually, I seen that second. That was the second lot that come through. The first one I seen was what's said to have been a Syrian immigrant that owned a fruit store. He's seen hiding behind the car and making a full blown attempt to get across and disarm this gunman. I'm still unsure of which gunman was which, but I'm led to believe it was the older guy. I think. I believe the son was still up on the bridge at this point. And this guy's come out of the fucking out behind this car and tackled fucking old mate with the gun. Looked like a big fucking pump action shotgun. And disarming him, man. And look, fuck. I was excited for this dude, but the second thing for me, man, as you would too, man, was, mate, their shot's still firing. And yeah, look, I'm so stoked that this man had the balls to get up, and what too many people do. Too many times I've seen all this shit going on and people want to sit there with their fucking phones and fucking record this shit. This dude fucking put that shit away and was like, I need to fucking do something about this situation before more people die, and he fucking took action. So hats off to that man, As a military guy, the first thing that came to my head as soon as I got that weapon, why didn't he pump a fucking bullet into the cunt? That was the first thing that came to my head. I've watched the video a few times. I've seen what's happening after it. I suppose that's the difference between a civilian and military trained, I've had a lot of civilian mates say to me, how could you shoot him? He's disarmed. Well, we're in the middle of a fucking gunfight and I can't secure the bloke. I'm putting a bullet in him to stop him. And then I'm taking that weapon and I'm turning it to the other gun. That's how I would have reacted. And I suppose I got a little bit disheartened there for a little bit that he didn't pump the bullets in him. But then after having those conversations with guys that aren't trained to do what we do, I can definitely understand why, he, as far as they concerned, they disarmed the threat and they were waiting for the law enforcement guys to come and do their job. I suppose that's what differs between us guys that have served and those that haven't. So once again, man, hats off to this bloke. And once again, man, like, to find out this dude was Syrian, that he was an immigrant in this country, like, where's the good and bad? This guy's probably walking the streets before this fucking time and being looked at like a terrorist. Yet he's one of the dudes that stood up and fucking did something about it. So, yeah, man, that was rough. The next video I seen was they'd got the shooter down on the bridge, and I just seen an old mate come out of nowhere and just stomp on his head. I couldn't help get a little bit of satisfaction out of that. I know that's probably not going to resonate with a lot of people. He was down. Fuck the cunt. He's just slaughtered a fucking heap of people. You've been witness to it. I wouldn't have even wanted to know how I would have reacted in there. I probably would have pushed the coppers out of the way and made sure the fucking job got done there and then. But it's all well and good to say what's going to happen in hindsight, isn't it? You know, like this guy, you know, how can this bloke be looked down upon for reacting in such a way when, you know, he's met violence with violence? So, yeah, mate. And then over the next, yesterday, that dash cam footage come out of the elderly couple as the dude was exiting the vehicle. One of the shooters was exiting the vehicle, wrestling him to the ground. And it was extremely sad to know that's what cost them their life. They didn't have the support there. They managed to be able to, you know, I'd say with the way things went, I can definitely say that their lives saved others for sure, because they didn't stand around waiting for shit to happen. They made an action and put these guys, tried to regain initiative, as us guys would refer to as. He tried to get that initiative back. So it was pretty hectic, man. It's look, fuck. You can't escape it, can you? I'm having these conversations with my fucking 11 and 13-year-old, you know. It's on everything. You can't escape it at the moment. So I suppose when the world's talking about it, we need to have these discussions. As much as I dislike them, and I don't like putting my opinion in when I don't feel educated enough to do it. But you know, as a bystander looking in, man, the road I've travelled, the rabbit holes I've been down, you know, there's too many flags for this to tell me that there's not a lot more going on behind the scenes than we're being told. You know, things have come out. One of the shooters were so the son of the shooter was investigated in 2019 for links to ISIS, and a few of the big preachers here in Australia preaching hate and Sharia law and whatnot. How the fuck does this dude's dad have a gun license? And how the fuck is this motherfucker buying firearms, you know? Like, the biggest thing that's come out of it that's probably instantly turned me on this is this isn't our first mass shooting. The last time we had a mass shooting was the Port Arthur massacre, and that's when the whole government had to reform our gun laws, and why our gun laws have become so strict in this country, removing the people's right to defend themselves against the enemy or the government. And yeah, the changes that went on after that are why we have the gun laws we have today. They're already talking about it. That's the first thing the fucking Prime Minister's come out to talk about is, we need to change, we need harsher and stricter gun laws. No, how about you do your fucking jobs, you wankers? Yeah? Anti-Semitism has been fucking destroying this country for the last 12 months. We're all thinking, for fuck's sake, these motherfuckers are allowed to come into our country and burn our fucking flag, fly their flag on our Sydney Harbour Bridge. Yet when we protest, or when we peacefully protest or rally against them, we're not even allowed to fucking fly our Australian flag. How does that shit work? You know, who the fuck are we becoming? Or what is our government allowing in this country? Fuck. Didn't want to do this shit online. Kaz, jump in for a bit, brother. Pull me back in before I go on a full-blown fucking rant of hatred.
All right. Everyone, please remember that Tommo has his own book. Excuse me. So remember that Sapper Tommo, all right? An Australian an Australian war veteran of the Afghanistan war, all right? Sapper Tommo, will now have his own book and podcast coming out where you can hear his insights like this, as well as on many other topics revolving around Australia or the Australian military or their foreign policy and or defense around the world. This is your chance to finally hear the truth from an Australian war veteran. All right. Now, somehow, some way, this event happened to occur while he and I, for one, have this show going, and for two, on the same motherfucking day, I flew out of Australia again. All right, everybody. I flew out of Australia this past Sunday, December 14th at 9:40 a.m. Now, by
9 hours later.
6:37 p.m. All right, by 6:37 p.m. Tommo just told you about all the motherfucking bullshit these punk ass bitches came to Australia and did on the Bondi Beach. I've been trying to hit me an ISIS motherfucker for about 10 years. Yeah, y'all have been following me since I started this shit. You know I don't give a fuck. You know I didn't give a fuck during the Iraq War. You know I don't give a fuck now. You've been following me. You've been sending threats. Whether I had to block you, I got about 550 of y'all blocked right now. And you know that. Why? For talking shit. But yeah, this was my chance. I would have definitely, boy, I'd have definitely blessed all of them with the motherfucking hatred I have for you ISIS motherfuckers. Make sure you know who you're hearing this from, all right? It's Sergeant WarDawg, all right? I've always been a crash out. Since I was 18, every second of every day, I'm ready to die to motherfucking smoke your ass. In this particular instance, we talking about bitch ass terrorist motherfuckers again. And I swear to God, ever since I learned and heard what a suicide bomber was, from that day forward, I consider myself a suicide Marine. You feel that? So here we are. Bitch ass cowards hurt somebody else. This time, they fuck with my homie's country. On the same motherfucking day that I fly out that bitch at 9 o'clock in the morning. And by 6:30, 6:45 that evening, they decide to motherfucker pull this kind of bullshit on the Australian people. Hey, motherfuck that, all right? You want to hear more of Tommo's perspective on not just this incident, but his experiences in Afghanistan and his experiences on many other things involving the Australian military. Begin to follow him and get ready to purchase one of his several books. All right.
We've only got one finished yet, brother. We've got a few to go yet.
Yeah.
No, man, thank you. And look, it's something that just popped to my head then, man. Hit up the socials, guys. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a journalist. But for my American brothers and sisters that want on the ground shit, point me in the right direction, point and shoot, guys. And then you can follow the Sapper because you'll find the answers that you're looking for. And I'll give it to you from a version of rawness, man. I suppose, look, I'm still worried about this politically correctness shit and making sure that we don't fucking piss anyone off that we don't mean to piss off. But this is the world I'm living in now, so I'm starting to embrace it. I have an opinion. I'm going to share it. You don't have to like it. Don't. But if you do, like, subscribe, follow. And send in the questions, guys. Let us know what you want to know. Yeah, I'll take on this reporting journalism aspect of what we're doing as best as possible. Like I said, I don't like to involve myself too much in this stuff in the past, but I feel this is something fucking important because it's a turning point. I think we're at a point now with everything that I'm seeing going on with government legislation and everything in this country, digital IDs, fucking social media bans, all this fucking bullshit. It just feels like the motherfuckers that I went and fucking fought for so I could have freedom and so my children can have freedom, these motherfuckers are taking it away from us. And I don't believe what I read in the fucking mainstream media anymore because it's only a one-sided narrative. And I believe these platforms are the platforms where we can have real conversations and speak some real truths on what we think and feel with our knowledge. And, beforehand, I would have, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I couldn't have done this when I was fucking deep in the battles of addiction and going down too many rabbit holes. But I think one of the greatest skills my father, the detective, ever gave me was being able to play devil's advocate. So I'm not trying to choose a side, but I'm trying to fucking sort through the bullshit. I want real news. I want stuff that's going to educate and arm the public, not fucking do the opposite, dumb them down and fucking make them vulnerable. So just keep following them. Like I said, hit up the socials, send us a DM, comment, like, share. We'll do whatever you got to do. If you want us to know something, you want some shit sorted out or some opinions from down here from a dude that's been in the trenches, send them away and we'll do our best to get back to you and answer them as best we can.
Hey, real quick. Let's go ahead and lay them out for you, all right? Let's lay out where you can find Sapper Tommo, as well as follow the Sapper, the book, as well as the podcast, all right? On TikTok, you can find him at follow the Sapper 8, all right? On X, you can find him at Sapper Tommo, okay? On Instagram, he is at follow.the.sapper, as you see on your screen. On Facebook, he is follow.the.sapper. All right. On Spreaker for his podcast, the title of that podcast is Follow the Sapper. All right. And we know Spreaker is made by iHeartRadio. All right. Tommo's new podcast will be created on Spreaker and distributed to all the major podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, you name it. He'll be there just as this podcast already is. All right. So again, you can find Tommo on TikTok, follow the Sapper 8, X at Sapper Tommo, Instagram at follow.the.sapper, YouTube at Sapper Tommo, Facebook at follow.the.sapper, and his podcast will be titled Follow the Sapper. Additionally, you can also reach Tommo by email at followthesapper@gmail.com. All right? That is everywhere now that you can find Tommo and his podcast and his book and reach out to him directly. Sapper Tommo giving you his perspective on the Bondi attacks right here, right now, in episode 148 of the WarDawg Trail podcast. All right, Tommo, would you like me to display this to everyone else? You want to show each video and then you'll give your commentary, or I'm not sure how you want to break it down.
Yeah, man, just I suppose bring them up one by one and I'll just touch on it. These are the ones that stood out to me this morning that I shared with you, bro. So bring them up one by one and we can have a little conversation. You can ask some questions. I can answer. I can give you a bit of a spiel on my take on it. I think I covered a lot of it earlier. These will be the videos, sort of touching on the things that I've witnessed and seen over the last couple of days.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, be prepared as you do on all, anytime you see graphic or violent or, sensitive footage, sensitive material. We're going to walk you through the Bondi Terror Attack. All right. And again, as I told you, I was in Australia this morning, the morning this happened. I flew out at 9:40 a.m. That morning, I left the country. I didn't know, obviously, by the time I got back to Florida 24 hours later, that this happened on the same day I left at 6 by about, before 7 p.m. in Australia. This is what happened, all right?
You see the man in white there running up and tackling that suspected gunman. There is a struggle, and you can see he appears to wrestle what looks like a shotgun out of that man's hands. Now, the individual in white has not at this point been identified, but local leaders are hailing what they say were extraordinary acts of personal courage by people who just jumped in at the scene. It is very likely that that man saved some lives by appearing to disarm that gunman. We know that at least 29 people were taken to hospital. Among them are 2 police officers. Authorities are saying police were on the scene and engaging in a gun battle with these shooters within just minutes. Police are also saying that they found a car linked to the killed gunman, which does appear to contain improvised explosive devices. Now, the bomb there in Sydney is probing that vehicle. They are looking for more clues. They are looking for more details about the motives. And Willie, a massive police investigation is now underway. But we can already say at this point that this is one of the worst gun massacres in Australian history.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top.
Shit. Pretty raw shit, isn't it? I can tell you, us Australians don't expect to be fucking seeing that shit going down to the beach, that's for sure. God. But yeah, I think just from watching that video footage then, I'm pretty sure that was the father. It looked like the son was up on the bridge there. But hats off to this dude, man. Hats off to this dude. Like I said earlier, this whole fucking generation is too quick to pull out their fucking phone and record it than actually fucking do something in times of need. And hats off to this man. I hope he gets the recognition he deserves. I think I was hearing last night they've already raised nearly $1 million for this dude already. That tackled old mate. I believe that he's one of the men in the still in critical condition still after being shot 5 times. So yeah, once again, it's my just take on it. Yeah. It's in moments like this where I wish I was there to do something. It's fucking, it sucks, man. Absolutely sucks. So this one was a little bit later on in the shooting. I'm not sure exactly how long it went for. If I wanted to pull up in my notes. Where are we?
You want to go to the next one?
Yeah, go to the next one, bro. Yeah, I don't know how long the fighting, the gunfire went on for actually before the threat was eliminated. I'll be an interesting one. I'll have to check out that.
All right, let's go on to the next one then.
One of the shooters was in a pretty bad way. Pretty sure he actually died, and the other one was in a pretty critical condition, but people were just stomping on his head. I got a pretty good dog shot on his head as well, but I feel like it was pretty well deserved considering the circumstances.
You stomped on the shooter's head?
Yeah, barefoot.
I'm here with someone who was here yesterday, Jacob Barnfield, who's going to tell us his story. What were you doing when the shots rang out?
Just gone for a swim up in North Bondi after work for a little bit. Went and had a shower, was sitting on the rocks next to the gym. Was there for probably 2 minutes and then I started hearing the shots go off. At first I thought they were fireworks, but then as they kept continuously coming and overlapping each other, I realised, oh, there's multiple gunshots. So then you started hearing the screams and then people running over the crowd barriers, and that's when I realised, oh, it's pretty serious. That's when I started running closer towards it to see what was going on, get a closer look. As you got closer, you started seeing bodies on the floor, some dead, some being attended to by people, and it's just kind of like a war zone, but kind of tried to make my way through the cars, ducking and weaving to get a closer look to the shooter.
You ran towards the shooter?
Yeah, I was trying to get closer to him, just to try to disarm him, but someone got there before me, thank God. But he ended up getting shot a couple of times. He was actually about 20 metres ahead of me when he got shot. The closer you got to the shooters, but the more bodies you saw on the floor. It's just body parts on the floor next to the bodies. It's ugly, very ugly. But
that must have been horrific.
Yeah, it was bad. It was horrible. But once we got close to the bridge, the police had shot him shot both of them after about 5-10 minutes. The shooting went for about 5-10 minutes. Once the police shot him, one person rushed the bridge. Then 2 more people came up the bridge after that, and then that's when I came up at the same time as the police. Me and one of the police officers actually thought the first guy that went up there was the third shooter, so we'd gone to tackle that guy and try to put him on the floor, and he's going, no, I'm not a shooter, I'm just helping, I'm just taking the gun off him. So then we let him go, and then more people kind of piled on the actual shooters that were on the floor. One of the shooters was in a pretty bad way. Pretty sure he actually died, and the other one was in a pretty critical condition, but people were just stomping on his head. I got a pretty good dog shot on his head as well, but I feel like it was pretty well deserved considering the circumstances.
You stomped on the shooter's head?
Yeah, barefoot.
Did you?
Yeah.
So the young guy, the 24-year-old?
Yeah, the guy from Bondi Beach.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would have been like. You are approaching the shooters.
Yeah.
That father and son. You've just done what every Australian wanted to do.
Yeah, glad I did it. It was a bit of a dog shot, but I don't regret it at all. He deserved every bit of it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, considering the circumstances, I'm okay. Just trying to, I don't know, just ground myself a bit. Went for a walk this morning. I'm doing what I can. One of
Fucking dog shotting him. How's it a dog shot, mate? He's the one fucking shooting weapons. You're running up there without a fucking weapon. Fuck the cunt. I'd fucking hats off to me, brother. Yeah, fucking amen. Fucking oath. It's good to hear that there was some people actually running up there to disarm the motherfucker and trying to stop these motherfuckers doing any more damage than they already had. So I'll take my hats off to him, bro. I hope he doesn't get any fucking, knowing our judicial system, some cunt will try to charge him for fucking something. I wouldn't be surprised if the fucking shooter gets his fucking day in court with him fucking because it was caught on camera. This country's a fucking joke, mate. Its laws are fucking terrible. But, yeah, man, like he said, he described it well. It was like a war zone. Fucking dead bodies, body parts and shit, man. That's not what you expecting on a fucking Sunday afternoon going down to the beach. Yeah, man. That was the first footage I was seeing. We'll have to find it later, but there is actual video footage of the crowds after they disarmed the second gunman running up and jumping on the bloke's head, Probably not the best look for anyone, but I quite enjoyed it personally. Oh, shit. Yeah. Fuck. Wonder how that dude's doing today. Now the adrenaline's worn off and it's all sunk in. You know, that shit fucking that's the shit nightmares makes, man. So I'm wishing all these guys speedy recovery. I hope there's support and places for these guys that had to witness such atrocities, teaching them how to process this type of stuff, to keep them out of the nightmares, I suppose. One thing I wish the military did for us after we got home from war was put the resources around us so we weren't stained with these memories forever, you know. What's the next one, WarDawg? Where did we get up to after that?
All right, let's hit it.
You got any questions, bro? WarDawg? Bear with us while we adjust this technical. So you got any questions, brother?
No, you know, I left the country. You.
Get back to your microphone, dude. I missed out on a little bit then.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, let me get it better. All right.
You're right, bro. So yeah, things, mate. It's good to finally be in here and some hero talk come out of it. That's for sure, because that's what they are. These guys stepping up without the training, without the knowledge to take down an arms threat. That's commendable on any fucking platform. I'll take my hats off to them. Oh, this one
right,
kills
let's run
me,
the
man.
next one.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Doesn't want to load for us.
All right. Apologize. One more time for the damn delay.
Well, basically, why I sent you through this link, man. This was the elderly couple that were up near the bridge where the car was parked. And I believe it was the father getting out of the vehicle that was wrestled out before the second shooter turned on those trying to disarm him. Doesn't want to do it, does it?
Work with me, baby. Work with me.
What's the next one, bro? Get rid of the ABC one and try the next one. I think they're similar videos I sent through. Breaking news. I haven't got the audio there, bro. Yeah, you see the ISIS flag on front of the car. I can give the commentary. I've seen this before, I think. That was the shooter's vehicle. And as you can see, I think, like they said earlier, they found some IED components and some explosives in the back of the vehicle as well. I think these motherfuckers expected to go a lot longer than they did. Fuck. Yeah, bro. Fucking too much. Fuck him off. Fuck the video off, bro. It's already giving me the shits. They've got too much of this cunt's fucking face on there. Fuck him. Yeah, that was more news that come out. Sorry, that's just triggered me. These motherfuckers were over in the Philippines, I think, a couple of months ago, doing fucking military training of some description. Yeah. The worst thing about it is our fucking federal police have known about these cunts since 2019. The son was picked up in a fucking. Oh, I just want to bash the cunt. Yeah, the gunman was picked up in ISIS fucking raids, terror plots back in 2019. How the fuck does this motherfucker's dad have a fucking gun license when he's fucking raising a terrorist? For fuck's sake. It's sad, man. Fucking look, and I can't believe this is the shit all over our fucking news. Fuck this dude off. Don't give him any more time than he's already fucking garnered. And how about we start talking about the fucking this wanker. This cunt needs to go, mate. We can't have this cunt running the country anymore. He is fucking putting us that far behind. It's not funny. I don't know how any of our alliances with any other fucking country are still even possible with this dickhead running the fucking country. Sorry. You wanted it fucking raw and opinionated? There it is. This dude on screen at the moment's the fucking the preacher that this kid was working under, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, they can't hear most of your comments while the video's playing, all right?
Oh, Roger.
All right.
I can't hear the video, so I was talking just to make sound.
Oh, shit, you didn't hear any of it?
No, I haven't heard any of it, bro. And it's just freezing on my end.
Okay, it was playing in full over here. I'm gonna. Okay, we still have like about a minute of this one, so I'm gonna keep it going. All right.
Yeah, sweet.
But
bro.
it is.
Keep it going.
Can't hear it on my end. Okay.
Yeah, excellent.
I just hear both. I hear the video and.
Okay, sweet. This is what's going on our fucking streets in fucking Australia, bro. In our fucking places of worship. Once again, the media glorifying these fuckheads so all their supporters back home can fucking have a party. There we go, brother. That plays through.
Hey, do you want me to put that one back?
Nah, bro. No.
You want me to play
it's
that
all good.
Since it cut off so much of the sound?
No.
Well,
we just talk about it. I don't need to listen to those fuckhead reporters fucking trying to fucking make it sound fucking more like they want it to anyway. Some of the things I picked up in there was, one, the way that this motherfucker's getting the screen time and the people, which their fucking names have been spoken with. What I don't understand, pumping their fucking pictures on social. The cunts are dead. Fucking, they don't need any more airtime than they've already fucking given themselves. What else did I see up there? Yeah, that it was going through his radicalization. This was our government was fucking aware of this in 2019. This government was fucking does my head in, mate. Does my head in. But it's interesting, bro. We're just, look, I hate saying it, but we're just an instrument for the United States to pass fucking laws. And the worst thing about that is I learned that in my introductory to university and studying law when I broke my foot and did it 3 months as an introductory thing just to keep my mind busy. We did the law reform report, and it was on the Telecommunications and Marketing Act, which I ended up with a high distinction, might I add. But it was all going back to it all turns out the Operation Ironside, we uncovered this huge fucking global drug syndicate network with the FBI and that. And then I found out how it all happened. The FBI had created the technology to be able to hack these encrypted phones that they were all using. But they couldn't pass the laws in America to get it through. So what they did was gave the technology to our feds, yeah, and our parliament created the laws required to give them access into all our fucking, onto our SIM cards, into the SIM providers and absolutely everything, man. This is when I really, really got a fucking dislike for how my country operates and its legal system, bro, is... After that all happened, man, I was like, fuck, okay. So we're watching, you know, our feds are getting recognised all around the world for being this syndicate. But I understood what was happening, man. We can't pause. We've got technology we can't use in one country. Let's go to another country. We'll put the laws in place there and then we'll implement this technology so it's by the book. It's all just fucking loopholes. And that's all it is, fucking loopholes and jargon to make the average man not understand it. And like I said, man, our countries are tired. So I don't know. This now is, what do I say? How do I say it? There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more going on behind the scenes of this incident than the narrative we're being told, basically. Do I know what it is? No. Do I trust my government and my news media to tell me the truth? No. Where do I expect to get my information? From people willing to do the research and put the fucking, do the real work behind the journalism and reporting, I suppose. And that's not going to come from our mainstream. So, mate, this one, you know, like I said, what was I saying? We knew about these guys in 2019. How the fuck do they have a gun license? How are they not being fucking monitored? How is the news now telling us in 3 days they've found out all this information about these fucking two dudes, yet the guys that are supposed to be monitoring this situation in Australia to protect its fucking people don't know about it? How is that fucking possible? You know, how is that possible? I can't fathom it, you know. If a fucking news reporter can get this information in 2 or 3 days, what the fuck are our federal police doing? Sorry, man. As you can tell, I'm a little bit fucking jacked off right now.
Hey, you're supposed to. It's your country. This happened in your country.
Yeah, bro. And it's fucking, it's our government and our fucking leaders that aren't protecting us. They're opening the fucking borders and making it a free-for-all in here. Why fucking literally ignoring everything that is going on in this country, the divide that is happening, and how we're all of a sudden white fucking supremacists because we don't want ISIS terrorists blowing us the fuck up or shooting us the fuck up. But we're the white supremacists now. We got to fucking cater to their wants and needs. You know, as you've seen in that video clip, you've got fucking imams standing in fucking synagogues and not synagogues, fucking temples, places of worship here in Australia, telling them to hate us. Hate us because we don't want Sharia law. Hate us because we don't follow Allah. It's fucking wrong, man. And the worst thing about it is not true Muslims. Far from it. Not from my understanding of the Muslim culture and my experience around the world with it. You know? It's a minute one, but we're not allowed to say anything because they're Muslim. It's Islamophobia and all this fucking nonsense. No, we're just being real. Fucking looking at the facts, and how can it be a fucking dude that's been to the psych ward 13 fucking times make more sense of this, you know? I don't understand that. You cunts in fucking office and that are supposed to be the ones, the smart, educated ones, protecting us from this shit. Why is there a bunch of dudes from the psych ward having to decipher this shit? Why we have to go online and finding sources of our own because we don't trust you cunts? It's wrong, man. It's fucking wrong. And what makes me even fucking angrier is I fought and lost mates to protect this system that's now fucking screwing us over. There's my rant. Fuck you, Albanese. Fuck you and your government. Put some real fucking men in there with a fucking backbone and let's fucking solve the problem now. There you go. There's my 2 cents. Fuck.
Hey, as you can obviously tell, this hits close to the heart for Tommo, as it should, right?
On many levels, brother, on fucking too many levels. It's fucking destroying. It's not only the fucking atrocities that have just occurred and the people that are going to be suffering from this. It's the future that scares me anymore. What is this now going to allow our fucking dickheads in fucking government to write laws that we know nothing of fucking about? They're going to take away our liberties and our freedoms. It fucking writes me off. Yeah, there we go. I didn't expect to get this.
Once again, all right.
Let's go.
Remember, we're hearing from Sapper Tommo, okay? If you would like to hear more from him, he is now launching his book and podcast, all right? Follow the Sapper, okay? You can find him. You can find him and his show, his podcast on social media, okay? At on TikTok. You can find him at Follow the Sapper 8. Okay. On X, you can find him at Sapper Tommo. On Instagram, you can find him at follow.the.sapper. Okay. On YouTube, he has his own YouTube channel. You can find him at Sapper Tommo. Okay. On Facebook, he has a page created as well, which you can find at follow.the.sapper. Okay. And finally, his podcast will be on Spreaker, which is made by iHeartRadio under the same name, Follow the Sapper Podcast. All right. So if you in any way relate to Tommo and his perspective as an Australian war veteran of the Afghanistan war and his perspective on the bullshit that has gone down with this terrorist attack on Bondi Beach, check him out. Follow the Sapper or follow.the.sapper as you see on your screen or at Sapper Tommo. Okay. You just heard us listed. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X. All right. He's there. He's there. His perspective, his positions and stances on many issues happening within Australia as well as around the world. All right. This is the jump off point to get to know and follow and listen to Sapper Tommo. All right. Hey, all right. Now, Tommo, we got 2 more videos. All right. I know one didn't work.
Yep.
I'm going to try to go back to the videos, right?
Yep.
And try to see if we can display these last 2 news.
Yeah, I'd like to get to the Johnny Howard one, bro. Our old Prime Minister.
Oh,
Back when we had a fucking man with a backbone and a sense of self.
All right. Say less. Say less.
Yeah, and just while we're doing that, guys, follow if you can, jump on the socials. This is all new to me. I don't know what content to create that will keep you guys following. So shoot us some DMs and let us know what you want to hear out of you. Give me a bit of a starting point why I'm doing all the stuff to go back and get the book ready and get the podcast up and running. So bear with us. It's It's only the only reason this is happening now is because I've got WarDawg that's been through this process and he's guiding me through the whole way now. I've got my team in there now with WarDawg, and we're just going to start cracking it out. It's not going to be. It's just going to be raw and honest. I was watching a guy I follow yesterday, Big Chocky, and he was talking about how he does his 1 or 2 videos a day, and he just follows what's going on online and waits till an emotional reaction hits him, and then he records it. So I'm probably going to follow suit there with this because, like I said earlier, it's not something that I've chosen to follow in the past, but I know how important it is now about people getting some fucking raw and honest opinions so they can start questioning the narratives they're being fed. So,
All right, here we are to present former Prime Minister John Howard's message over the Bondi Beach Terror Attack, Australia.
there's a message to our current Prime Minister. I haven't got the audio again, brother. Love this man. I still haven't got the audio, bro, just so you know. Fuck. Gun reform push, you fucking idiots. The only place that's coming from is fucking politicians. Yeah, I didn't get any of the audio of that, bro, but basically from the bits I watched of Johnny Howard's speech was, you know, the government needs to not go to a knee-jerk reaction and worry about gun reform laws when we've already got some of the strictest in the world. We need to look at the anti-Semitism that has plagued this country now for 12 months. It'd be interesting. I'd like to hear I'll need to go back and watch that and watch what Susan Ley has to say as the opposition leader. But what's it fucking matter? They're all fucking the same at the end of the day, in my opinion. They're just there to slag off Labor until Liberals back in government, fucking making stupid decisions as well. But mate, it's just wild to see how quickly they wanted to bring in fucking gun reform laws and anything like that before addressing the real fucking situation. For God's sakes, it was a Muslim guys killing a bunch of Jewish people. Fuck, you know, on a fucking world level, you know, that's been happening all fucking year. Been happening for way too many years. Same as over in the UK. A lot of the Western world now, mate. Europe, we're being overrun with this push for Sharia law from the immigrants we're supposed to be housing to get away from war. Wanting to create war on a street that's already that they were running from, you know. And they want to create it in these homes. And look, it's a fucking, you know, we're too busy. We're all quick to fucking label everyone the same, and that's just not the case. I know this is a minority, not a majority. I know a lot of people that come to this country adopt to our way of life. But why the fuck's the media giving all these fucking minorities the airtime? Why are they fucking spreading their narratives and not listening? Mate, it's just to cause divide amongst ourselves so the fuckheads in power can keep making themselves fucking rich. It saddens me, fucking angers me beyond belief that, like I said earlier, this is 7 generations of what my family have fought for to keep this system. And the hundreds of thousands or the 150,000 lives that have been lost from Australia fighting wars overseas. For what? When we can't even look after ourselves at home. Yeah, man. It's just terrible shit, bro. And it's I suppose it's well, I'd be lying if I say I wasn't expecting it. I was probably expecting it a lot sooner. The puzzle for me at the moment is why now? And what is going to be the outcomes of this incident? What are the laws that are going to be put in place to stop the average Australian having his or her say or being able to defend themselves, man? Fucking scares me. That's why I've got so much love for you guys in America, because I know when shit goes down, I know where I'm going. I know who's got the fucking guns. Don't you worry. I know that there's a few of my boys out there that are fucking that have got the fucking defensive barriers drawn and that, man, already. And I don't blame them. Yeah, it's fucking still hard to comprehend, really, bro. You're so used to watching this shit on the news happening elsewhere and not at home. And considering myself very fucking lucky that this isn't a common occurrence for it, man. But you know, fuck, what comes of it now, you know? Fuck, are we gonna have metal detectors on the fucking beach?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Fucking, where are we gonna have to have security guards? How long is it gonna take us to get to a fucking train station or an airport or get on a bus? You know, how many things are we going to implement to try and negate the threat? And then it goes back to that debate, you know, if all of us were able to be armed, would we be seeing these problems? Would there be more? Most probably. But would you be seeing these type of incidences, you know? I can tell you right now that if fucking every veteran in this country was allowed to fucking bear arms, this shit would be shot down fucking very quickly because we'd be able to respond and retaliate quicker. You know, that's probably feeding from a more angry and military side of me and not the Buddhist peace-loving dude that I'm trying to become. But it's very fucking hard to become a peace-loving dude when you're surrounded by fucking war. Doesn't matter where you are now. It's at home and it's abroad and it's affecting us all. So, yeah, man, it's fucking sad. It really is. Like I said, and I'm not giving these fuckheads any more airtime than they've already got. I want to focus my attention on the fucking lives that were so fucking wrongly taken from us, you know? Fuck. 10-year-old girl, man. 10-year-old girl. That shit. That's the shit I went to war for so my kids didn't have to see, bro. And now they're fucking all watching it fucking on all their socials and shit, and it's at home and it's an effect on them, you know? Just fucking sad, bro. Just sad.
Can I tell you what hit me? Just sitting here, you know, listening to you and watching the, you know, the news broadcast, bro. It seriously just not fucking hurt my heart to know that when I left Australia on the Sunday, December 14th at 9:40 in the morning, there were 15 souls that were breathing, living, going about their lives,
Celebrating their fucking beliefs, man. And that's what this country's supposed to be all about, bro, is fucking everyone, each to their own. Just fucking stick to Australian standards.
Exactly. When I left, 15 people were okay, alive, living their best lives. 24 hours later, I arrived in Florida, and there are now 15 body bags, 15 coffins, 15 tombstones. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, and that's what did we say? We still got 9 in fucking critical condition. So we're not even out of the woods yet. But man, my biggest thing goes to the bystanders, man, the people that were just there. You're not trained. You're not even equipped to be. You're not, man. It doesn't matter how much movies and shit you think you've watched. You're not equipped for that shit. You know, at least us guys get a little bit of training and know what we've signed up for. You don't fucking wake up in the morning, go to the beach in your home country and expect to be fucking walking through or fighting your way through fucking bullets and bodies trying to survive in the afternoon. It's fucked up, man. It's just fucked up. And it's fucked up that we've allowed this shit to grow and cause such divide in our countries that this is the fucking ramifications for it.
Damn right, bro. Damn. We're gonna now leave this completely to you for any of your final words, as well as your last opportunity to let everyone know where they can find out more about you, your views, your book, your podcast that's on the way, everything, bro. Any last words to let everybody know about everything with you, the Bondi Terror Attack? It's on you, bro.
Once again, my condolences go out to all the families and the loved ones of those affected by this immediately, the lost loved ones through this horrible act of fucking terrorism. To the bystanders, to the people that were involved, to the first responders having to respond, thank you. thank you for your service on the day. Thank you for doing what you can. And for the people that just had to witness this shit, sit down and process it. Process it with your loved ones. And don't try and keep this shit to yourself. You know, this shit's fucking traumatizing on so many levels. And if I've learned anything after 13 trips from the psych ward, that trying to bury that shit's not going to help. It's gonna manifest its way into your life in fucking terrible fucking ways. Starting with nightmares, starting with fucking behaviors that don't align with you, usually addictions, coping mechanisms, trying to cope. So if this shit is affecting you, reach out and speak to someone. And nip this in the butt before it becomes a serious fucking problem, because this is the type of shit that sticks with you forever. And if you haven't found a way to process it, it's going to fucking tear you down and manifest into your life in ways that you could never even have imagined. And it's going to destroy things that you wish you never destroyed. Keep updated. Like I said, if we've got questions, queries, doubtful points, send us through a DM, a message on any of the socials. Like I said, follow the Sapper's all very new. It's only been set up in the last week. So give me a little bit of time to adjust. But I'll try to get back and read through as many as possible and get some answers through my own research. I didn't expect Follow the Sapper to be a running commentary. But with what's been presented to us, I feel like if I've created a platform for it to have a voice, then I may as well start fucking using it. So, like I said from the start, you're either going to like it, you're going to agree, you disagree. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. Either end, you know, this, like I said, I set out on this journey now for me. I've spent most of my life doing a lot of shit for everyone else. And I'm not going to apologize anymore when I upset people. This is all part of the game now. All I can say is you're not going to get a reaction out of me if you're coming with the hate. You'll be blocked, or I'll be taking the piss out of your comments. And those that are interested, man, hit the follow, hit the like buttons, hit the share buttons, spread the word, spread the love. If you're liking what I'm saying, you're liking what my perspective's coming from, you like what I've got to speak about, then hit that like and subscribe button on any of the socials and that. So I'm aware of who's out there and who's listening, and two, I can give you guys some of the content that you're after from me also. So watch this space. Like we said, we're in the early days, but everything's building and growing, and learning on the run, just like fucking everyone else, I suppose, that's gone down this path. So much love and respect, guys. One last message is don't try not to dive into the anger. The anger is what's going to keep us separated. Try and be logical about this. And for me, the way I've been able to find and do that is I'm sending my aggression to the people in power that can make these changes. I'm not sending it to the people that need a debate. We need to be able to debate and talk about this stuff openly, because that's where change is going to come from. Till the next episode, guys. Salute. Much love from down under, and keep us in your prayers while we get through this.
All right. And one more time, everyone, remember, you can find you can email Tommo first off, okay? You can email Sapper Tommo, okay, at followthesapper@gmail.com. Okay?
I think, wait a second on that, mate. I think it was just follow the Sapper Tommo at Gmail.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
No stress, bro. No stress. We'll sort it all out, bro. This is what we do. Live, raw, and unfiltered.
Correction. All right. I really apologize. Correction. You can now email or contact Sapper Tommo the Australian war veteran of the Afghanistan war, okay, at sappertommo@gmail.com. All right. Now, you can also find him on TikTok at follow the Sapper 8. Okay. On X at Sapper Tommo. On Instagram at follow.the.sapper. On YouTube at Sapper Tommo. On Facebook at follow.the.sapper. And the title of the podcast, which is created by Spreaker, which is owned by iHeartRadio. His new podcast will be titled Follow the Sapper. All right. So I gave you like 2 or 3 times this whole damn episode to find Sapper Tommo, reach out to Sapper Tommo, prepare for his first book, second book, and maybe even the third book because of what has recently happened with this Bondi Beach Terror Attack. All right. This has been episode 148. This is obviously nothing like anything we've ever done. All right. The most 2 obvious reasons. Obviously, there is a terrorist attack by ISIS in the country of Australia. That's part 1. Motherfucking part 2. On that same motherfucking day that this terrorist incident occurred, I was in the country that morning. All right? Marine, rifleman, 3 tours in Iraq. I swear to God, they're the first day of the Iraq War. They're the second year of the Iraq War, and they're the 3rd year of the Iraq War. Right? I've been waiting to face me and ISIS bitch for years, double digits, years. These punk bitches come the day I leave that morning and fuck with my homies' country. They fuck with Sapper Tommo. All right? And the innocent civilians in Australia. All right? This is episode 148 from Sapper Tommo and Sergeant WarDawg, man. The WarDawg Trail podcast. Spitting it to you as true, raw, with anger, emotion, and everything else you better feel or find in the world. From 2 combat veterans, from 2 different countries, from 2 different corners of the motherfucking world. Both at this moment now dealing with terror attacks that have taken innocent lives. Now it's in Australia, man. I don't know how the fuck to put words to that. But at least we did have Sapper Tommo here, already a part of the family, already the co-host here, already the vice president at Camp Doghouse Org, which is our off-grid homeless war veterans camp. All right. And we are now, yes, federally 501c3 approved, as well as state of Florida nonprofit approved. All right. We've been in our own lane, our own zone, working on helping vets in Australia, in the States, in Thailand, and possibly giving them veteran retreats in Thailand and empowering them and so on and so forth. That Sapper Tommo has as his purpose and his mission, right?
Salute.
But in the middle of all of that, and then me coming to Australia to meet Tommo as an individual, as a man, as another war veteran, after spending an amazing week with him in his country, on the morning that I flew out of his country, Australia had a terrorist attack. And it might take me the rest of my life to figure this out, to work this out. Tommo, same thing for you, man. Because you dropped me off at the airport at 9 or, 7 or 6 that morning, man.
Yeah, bro.
To get me there. So he drops me off at the airport. I go into the airport. That's around 6, 7 in the motherfucking morning, as I said, on Sunday, December 14th, 2025. And we both sit here to find out that by 7 p.m. of that day, 15 souls, innocent Australian souls. In this case, yes, Jewish Australians, all right, who were not respected for their religion, for their individuality, and everything that comes with that. Tommo dropped me off, 15 souls were living. I get back to my home state from Brisbane, Australia to Orlando, Florida, 24 hours later, and I find out that 15 brand new innocent souls in the country of Australia were taken by motherfucking ISIS terrorists. This is one I ain't gonna never get over. All right. I can already tell you, I don't need 20 years of the Iraq war for me to figure out I might not get over that one. I'm sitting here today, and I haven't even known that this has happened for a whole 24 hours, bro. But you heard the realest, all right? You heard it from Sapper Tommo. This is episode 148 of the WarDawg Trail podcast. Follow Sapper Tommo as well as his book and upcoming podcast. Follow the Sapper.
Salute.
Just pray for Australia, all right? I can't even dap you, say salute, none of that shit. Pray for Australia. Pray for the elimination of every hate-carrying motherfucker out there that chooses to attack the innocent. And don't ever forget, more than that you do have military crash outs like Tommo in Australia, who went to the Afghan war, and like me in the States, Marine infantry, who went to Iraq. You got fucking crash outs. Always prepared to deal and face these motherfuckers face to face. I don't care what the fuck it takes that happens to me. Those innocents should have lived. I made my choice. I stand on my ground with a gun. They did. And that's who you choose to bring war to? God bless you pussy ass motherfuckers. The day I meet you, will see you. And that's the end of the shit.